How's it going? So this is gonna be a, hold on, let me show you something first. There you go. We're gonna be talking about that. So there, you can go watch it now. So I'm having a bad weekend. I had what is this? Tonight is Saturday night. And I came home yesterday, Friday afternoon, because I had electrolysis. Do I look awful? Ugh, I hope not. I came home, there's people over there, because of course, you know, you want to just go behind somewhere and record a video, and of course there's just people hanging around, talking, making it awkward for me trying to record a video. So this is just going to be a video of me ranting about stuff, just for my own mental health purposes, because no one listens to me. It doesn't matter anymore what I have to say. No one cares what I have to say. No one cares about anything anymore, I guess. So anyways, I come home from, where is it? You probably can't see it, but there's over there, really far over that way. That's the Attack on Titan wall, which I live behind. And in order to access my gender affirming care, I must go outside the Attack on Titan wall, out there. So I was doing that Friday. And then I came home and I was gonna watch a movie. I had Lethal, because I just happened to buy the Lethal Weapon 4 movie sets that had all 4 of them on it. So I was going to, because I got popcorn. Because you know what I do is I go to a theater, I get popcorn, and I take a 3-frame piece of 35mm and I tape it to something backlit just to troll them with, because I may as well. What are they gonna do, ban me? Y'all don't have film projection, so I don't care. That's a movie theater, by the way. This is a Cinemark that we're behind, because I wanted to go down to the Cinerama Dome to record this, but I don't have the time and money to just drive down there willy-nilly to record something like that. So I come home, my family, who is well-meaning, by the way, says, oh, there's this thing on the news you should see about the Cinerama Dome. And I'm like, they had told me this earlier, and I didn't want to watch it because my gut told me that it's going to be bad news. And I'm like thinking, as I'm driving home, that I don't want to watch that, because I just want to watch Lethal Weapon and have a little bit of happiness before I find out the inevitable bad news about the Cinerama Dome and Arclight Hollywood. So some backstory first of all. So if you go and watch the other video, and you'll see, pause it and read my controversial opinions, which by the way, there's this one person at my place. Now we don't need to get into that. Whatever. My personal opinions about certain things have made my life slightly difficult in some ways, but that doesn't matter. So after the lockdowns, Arclight, see the people who owned Arclight, hey, thanks for not having a muffler, Mitsubishi Evo. So after the, well, I guess during the lockdowns, during, after, before, whenever, they had the lockdowns, and the people who owned Pacific Theaters and Arclight Cinemas were basically forced to sell off all their assets. So my whole little empire got dissolved. All those not Pacific Theaters, but that's a Cyan XB. Anyways, so all those Arclight theaters that had film auditoriums all got gutted. Bye bye, no more. And that was already pretty heartbreaking, because I basically lost everything already. And I had Arclight, which was like, you know, a Cinemark back there, because that's the best thing I could get to having a movie theater to walk around, because I don't have the time and money to just drive outside the fucking wall to go to the Cinerama Dome. Besides, I don't want to, because it makes me too sad anyways, and people don't need to see me crying on camera. Oh, you probably will. eventually. So, okay. So they sold off all their assets, except for the Cinerama Dome and Arclight Hollywood multiplex next to it. So I had heard last, years ago was when I heard last, because it upsets me so much that I just didn't want to go find out that information. So, you see, the thing is that my hope that the people who owned Arclight and all that stuff, they still owned the Cinerama Dome and Arclight Hollywood, and they were like, years ago when I had last looked into this, there was talks that they might be able to reopen those someday. So that was like the little bit of hope that I had, that I clung on to, that I might again have the Cinerama Dome. My skin looks weird. Whoa, it's just the lighting. That was the one little bit of hope I had, that I might get to experience the Cinerama Dome again and Arclight Hollywood, and they could have I keep saying Pacific Theaters. That I could possibly have Arclight Presents again at Arclight Hollywood and have 35mm shows I can go to, and maybe a place where I can even do film handling as a career and be doing something that I enjoy with my life. Do you understand? That my life has a great deal of emptiness in it. For years now. Years and years and years. My life has been empty because I can't engage in my hobby of film projection and film handling. That's what I want to do with my life, okay? So, that was the one little bit of hope that I had, that they would be able to maybe reopen that someday. So I watched I'm trying not to swear, but I may as well. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens. This is just for me to vent my feelings and my frustrations for my own mental health at this point. Because it doesn't matter. So anyways, my trans shirt on, by the way. So I can easily be identified as an undesirable tranny. Yeah, I say that word about myself. It's more of like an abbreviation, not... It's not like a slur when we say it, it's an abbreviation when we say it, but when you say it, cis people, it's a slur. Anyways, though, so I see the news report, and what it was is that, like, oh, Sony has acquired the Cinerama Dome, and they're going to spend the next 2 years butchering it up, and chopping it up, and doing who knows what to it, and then, what is it, Alamo Drafthouse has acquired the Arclight Hollywood multiplex, so all the Kineton projectors and everything that made Arclight Hollywood special, that's going to get gutted. That's going to be no more. Bye-bye. It's like they killed all my kids, and I had my one, well, I guess that's 2 kids left, whatever, my Siamese twin kids with the Cinerama Dome and Arclight Hollywood. That last kid of mine that I didn't kill yet is like in the hospital on life support for all these years, and then they just walk up and just pop them in the head, pop them, whatever. Oh my god, I'm crashing out on pronouns already. So like, I was really angry. In fact, I was 11 out of 10 angry. I really lost you see my face? You see my seriousness about this. I was really angry about it. Really, really angry. I would have shot the TV if I had a firearm on me. I would have shot the goddamn TV. I grabbed the couch cushion. I flung it across the room and almost broke some shit. And then I was just fucking yelling and cussing, and I walked down the hallway to the bathroom and I grabbed the fucking toilet paper off the roll and I fucking chucked it. And then I was like kind of calming down a little bit. Then I was belligerent again about it. And I grabbed my water cooler that had ice in it, and I just fucking hurled it out the back door. Smashed the thing with the cat food in it, and cat food went flying everywhere. And I screamed and cussed some more. And then I cleaned up the cat food. And then I don't know what else I did, but then I laid on the couch and I wept. I cried my fucking eyes out for 10 minutes, just laying on the couch, fucking crying my eyes out and being like, it fucking can't be happening. Like fucking freaking out. I was having heart palpitations. I was losing my fucking mind. This is very similar to a thing that happened to a friend of mine, wherein she was jumped for being an undesirable and almost got killed, and then she smoked a bunch of weed and like ended up in the hospital having fucking heart palpitations and almost died. And I'm glad that I haven't smoked weed in like probably 4 months now, because that's what would have happened to me if I'd been smoked, because I would have went and smoked a bunch of weed and it would have made my heart fricassee out, and then I would end up in the hospital and I'd be dead. And you know what I was saying? Like, I was saying, like, you guys finally did it. You finally killed me. You finally killed me. Are you happy? Is everyone happy? So let's break down why this is upsetting me. Because it's Sony. The people who have declared that they're just going to not have physical media anymore. They're going to not have PS. I don't give a crap about video games, especially newer video games. I could care less. But the fact that they're just like, well, we're just not going to make the physical media. No, we're just not going to do it. And then like all the movie like catalog of movies they own, they're just not going to. That'll be the next thing. Like, we just don't even have those on Blu-ray anymore. Sorry, you have to just stream it or something. So do you really think these people are going to preserve the Cinerama Dome? They're going to like continue to run the 35mm 3-strip Cinerama presentations that they would occasionally show in the Cinerama Dome? No! All that's going to go in the trash. They're going to take the film projectors and throw them in the trash. They're going to gut it. They're going to put in luxury toilet seating, because that's what I call that when they put in the recliners. They're going to put in luxury toilet seating into the fucking place. They're going to put in all this bullshit surround sound with the speakers in the ceilings and up your ass, and they're going to just completely butcher the thing. And they're not going to ever show film ever again there. Do you guys understand how good the Cinerama Dome was? When I saw Interstellar on 570, that's 5 perforation 70, not IMAX 70mm, but 5 perforation regular 70mm in the Cinerama Dome. It was, even to this day, it's probably probably the best presentation I ever saw on a film format. The sound kicked ass. It's just conventional 7.1 surround sound. Just regular surround sound. None of the Dolby Atmos, none of that crap that's not supported on film anyway. So it doesn't exist to me, because I don't care. If it's not film format, I don't care. I do not care. I don't care. So it's just regular surround sound, 70mm, kick-ass presentation. The whole movie, that film print was custom made for the Cinerama Dome. The whole movie looked photochemical. Like, the whole movie looked like it was shot on 70mm. It was better than the IMAX version that I saw just before that in Metron top flagship 1570 theater in San Francisco. Just absolute kick-ass. And all that's gone now. It's all gone now. All gone. And then as far as the Arclight Hollywood, that hits even harder. That hurts me even harder, because the appeal to me personally of Arclight Hollywood multiplex was that it was the last multiplex theater from the film days that was still intact. For example, Auditorium number 7, where I saw a lot of Arclight Presents. You go back and watch the video I linked you to at the beginning of this video. I saw several films in there. And the auditorium was the same as the day it was made. The only thing they did to it was just add a digital projector in the other booth window. So the film projector was still in the same place, in the middle, where it belongs, since the place opened. It was the least, and all their auditoriums were like that. Some of them, they put the film projector in like the secondary location, but all the auditoriums in there pretty much still had their film projectors. And it was the least mess with theater. It didn't have that stupid Dolby Atmos crap. Any of that crap. It's just a regular ass theater, but a nice one. The only thing I had to complain about it was, it kind of had some backslap echo. I kind of wish they would have had some German people come in and fix the backslap echo, but besides that, it was freaking great. It's one of the best multiplexes ever. Now, these other people are going to come, gut it, mess with it, and it's going to be some other thing now. It's not going to be the same. I can never go there. Even if they have some kind of film presentations for me to go see, it's going to be too fucking painful for me to deal with. To go see the butchered corpse of my pride and joy. Especially with the fucking Cinerama Dome sitting there, that they're gonna slowly chop up my beloved Cinerama Dome into some abomination piece of crap. So I'm upset. I'm really upset. I had a rough day today. You see, I walk with a giant trans flag in my town. Not that I want to talk about that. I've talked about this before. You've seen the video where I did it at the protest. It was, where was it? Over that way. Down the road that way. I did a video over there where we covered up the religious people with a big tarp. That was my debut of my giant 5x8 trans flag on a 8-foot pole, which I ordered more flagpole parts, but Amazon won't send them to me for whatever reason, even though they took my money. I ordered them May 29th, and they're not coming until August 17th. Even though the other carbon fiber flagpoles came, like in 5 days or something, they're just not sending me, and they're not sending my other leggings I ordered either. That's a whole nother subject. But anyways, I walk with the giant trans flag in my town, just to make the bigots here, in this little right-winger piece of crap town, uncomfortable. It disturbs their comfort level, because they were just like, oh no, not in our town, not one of those trannies in our town. They get upset and they yell the F-slur at me. One of them said, you fucking tranny-nigger-fagot. It was actually like that street corner over there, that way. I like that one. That was at least, because he's like saying like how he's transphobic, racist, and homophobic, just all in one blurb. So triggered too, and it just makes me laugh. And when they do that, it's like it energizes me, keeps me going, and I mostly get positive things. There was a guy like over there, and he's pulled up next to me, and he was like, trans rights are everybody's rights, and keep marching, because they're smart. That guy's smart enough to understand if they could do fascism against us, they can do it against anybody for any reason that they decide. But my point is, my shoulder's messed up, and because I was playing tennis with my friend and I messed up my shoulder, and I took today because I was going to walk with the flag today, because I don't have anything else I enjoy in this life, because they killed everything I enjoy in my life, and the only thing I actually enjoy anymore is getting electrolysis, because I have to enjoy it. And then the other thing I enjoy is walking with my giant trans flag in this piece of shit right-winger town and making these people mad. And that's like the only thing there's the only two things I enjoy in my fucking life besides joyriding my car, and I can't afford to do that too much because I need new tires. Where the fuck am I gonna get money for new tires, huh? With a 40-year-old unemployed tranny that hasn't had any fucking legitimate work history, who the fuck is gonna hire me? And plus I hate my fucking dead name, and I can't figure out what I want my new name to be, to let alone start the process of changing this shit so I can go find legitimate employment and pay for new tires and an alignment and all other shit I need. And for what? For what? So I can just still not have anything fun to do with my money besides alter my meat suit and things of that nature and buy cute clothes and just not have anything fun to go do with myself besides joyride my car and destroy my tires a little bit at a time. So I was gonna go walk with the flag today, but I couldn't because my shoulder's screwed up. So I was like, I'll just stay home and work on voice training. I was supposed to sound like this. I have my fucking anime girl voice for this. That's like a major problem, that I sound like this. I usually wear like, you know, girly clothes, but like this trans flag shirt is the only article of clothing that I own that the neckline is, my chest is covered up because my chest hair regrowth is happening, and I have disgusting regrowth on my chest hair, and my electrologist that does that part of my body is on vacation for a couple more weeks, so this is what I had to wear, and I may as well, because that way people can identify what I am very easily. So that way, you know, they can just be transphobic. They can just, so they can do as they out will. Because, like, you want to be transphobic? I'll just make it easy for you. How about that? And there's a guy on a bike. So I just walk past. And of course, he's stopping. I swear to God, every time I want to walk and record, he just stops and just fucking sit there. It's like, dude, I'm trying to record. And I guess you're just going to stop and just make it as awkward as possible for me. So I guess let me continue ranting about stuff. So, well, what about 1570 IMAX? Christopher Nolan's new film is out, The Odyssey, and I haven't seen that yet because I have to drive to Irvine to see that, and it costs like $100 with the gasoline, the popcorn, the tickets. It's gonna be like $100, and I don't have the money, and it's probably all sold out, and it's a big pain in my ass, and I'm busy. I don't have time, and I'm busy, and I'm not confident about using the restroom because I won't use the men's room because I'm semi-passable enough that for me to go in the men's room, it's gonna clock me, and not clock me, but you know what I mean? It's because I don't look like I'm supposed to be in there when I'm wearing more feminine clothes, at least, and it causes weirdos, transgender weirdos, to like interact with me, and yeah, it's outing myself to use the fucking men's room. So I don't really want to do that. So I use the women's room, and I'm kind of tall and clocky, so it's really fucking stressful. And it's like, I don't even want to fucking go. I just don't even give a fuck. And you see, the problem with 1570 IMAX is that there's not going to be a place that they can just acquire that film print and then show it. Like the New Beverly Theater, Quentin Tarantino's theater. It's a small little piece of crap theater, and I don't like it. I've been there once. It sucks. It sucked. I was so sad. I was like, this is all that's left. I went there in 2016 to see Reservoir Dogs, and I was like, it's so tiny. It's pathetic. I mean, I was completely sad that this is all that I'm gonna have left. That's gonna be a dependable place to see films, and is this small and pathetic. So I've never gone back. But the point is that like 35mm and regular 70mm, organizations can acquire those film prints and show them. You can't do that with 1570. It's all really proprietary and really expensive, and it's really specialized, and IMAX isn't going to do that. They're going to gut 1570 as soon as they can. As soon as they can come up with a digital projector that can do just as the crappiest version of what 1570 can do, they're going to gut all the 1570. They're going to take the 1570 film projectors, that's 15 perforation / 70mm, that's what I'm talking about, that's IMAX film. They're going to take those projectors and they're going to cut them up into little pieces and remove them from the projection room, and then put their crappy fake projector in and just pretend like nothing's different. That's what the fate of that is. And it's like, the other problem with those 1570 IMAX theaters is they only have the films when they have them. Most of the other time, it's just trader vision. It's just a fake IMAX projector that, by the way, doesn't look any better than any other fake IMAX theater or digital projector. It just looks like crap. It doesn't even fill the top part of the screen because it's like taller aspect ratio in those IMAX theaters, and they have the like a 16:9-ish. It's 1.9 to 1, but whatever aspect ratio, where the top part of the screen isn't even getting projected on. Not even projecting black up there. It's just blank. It's just an empty canvas, and then the sides are an empty canvas, like, you know, this much on the side of this. That'd be like, I don't know, 5 or 6 feet on each, maybe even more than that, on each side of the screen. So it's like the edges of the screen, the top and bottom of the screen don't get used even. Don't even have black projected on them. And it looks like crap. And you see something that was shot in 1570 like Sinners, and then they just show a fake IMAX thing right after that. And then they like want you to think that that's the same thing. They think you're stupid. And that's their entire business model, is based on the assumption that you're stupid and don't know the difference. And that's ridiculous. That's like why back in the before times, before all this crap happened that killed off Arclight and Pacific Theaters, I went and saw Christopher Nolan stuff. I thought that was going to be illuminated, but it's not. I went and saw Christopher Nolan stuff in the Cinerama Dome. I saw Dunkirk in the Cinerama Dome on 570, and some other things. Like I can't remember right now because I'm too enraged. But I was just like, why am I going to pay IMAX money? Why am I going to give them my money? They're a bunch of traitorous bastards. And you know, I saw a thing on the news about the Odyssey, and they were like, oh, there's only like 40 theaters in the whole world that are equipped to show the 70mm. Yeah, because they gutted them. They intentionally gutted all their infrastructure. There was a lot more 1570 IMAXs in this, just in Southern California. There was like 6 of them, and they gutted half of those. Like one of them, they turned into a Cinemark XD that still has the IMAX aspect ratio screen. They put a bunch of fake surround sound in there. Put a bunch of speakers on the ceiling and the walls that the auditorium was never designed for. Yeah, that's definitely going to make me not notice it's not 70mm anymore. You pathetic clowns. So they take a real 1570 IMAX theater like that, gut it, but then at the same time they're converting all these fake, like just a regular ass theater into a fake IMAX. That's what this industry is doing. They're such a joke that I don't even want to have anything to do with it anymore. See, one of the reasons I didn't want to transition is because I just wanted to go live in a cabin in the woods and be left alone. Because this has been happening for a long time, since like 2009, that they've launched attacks on this art form that I so love, that is now dead, is now completely gone. They've killed off everything that was left. Are you guys happy now? You fucking killed it all. You killed off the whole fucking industry. And it's like, I just wanted to go live in the woods and just be left alone. And that's why I didn't want to transition. But then I was just suffering so much, plucking out my facial hair. And then I was like, just gonna fix my facial hair. And then I got my face fixed and it was like, oh God, I was like, and then I'm like, I want to transition. So then I started doing that. And then my first time taking HRT, it's like my brain works better, and it's like the best time of my life that I'm on HRT, and it's making my brain work better. But at the same time, my life is more empty than ever. That all the shit that I want to actually do with my life, they won't let me have it anymore. Except for occasionally when they have a 1570 IMAX film. And the other problem with that is, like for example, Project Hail Mary, which was a 1570 blow-up print. And actually what I found out about that is they shot some of it on like 70mm, like 570, and then they made vertical anamorphics, so like it made it stretchy, and then they blew it up to the IMAX like format. So basically the 1570 IMAX version has more on the top and bottom than the other fake things, right? So especially made for that. And what did they do? What did they do? Is they only showed it for like a little over 2 weeks. It was like either a little less than 2 weeks or a little more than 2 weeks. But that's all they showed it for. It was like 2 weeks. And then they put another fake thing in there. And the thing is, they can roll the IMAX projector in. They can just roll the fake IMAX projector out of the way and then put the film projector back in. And it takes only 5 minutes. I've seen them do it when I saw Oppenheimer there in Irvine. It just takes 5 minutes for them to do that. They could be showing 1570 IMAX films all the time. But they don't want to do that, because then you'd realize, then the normies might realize, oh, actually, we're getting screwed over. We're paying all this money for these IMAX tickets, but it's not even like the actual IMAX format. So they don't want to do that too much. And that's the problem, is that, see, it's stressing me out that I want to see the Odyssey in Irvine IMAX at 1570, but I have like a time limit to go do it. And to be able to like get a good seat. And it sucks. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, so they'll probably keep it in there longer, but who knows? There's some other piece of crap fake IMAX movie coming out that it's filmed for IMAX, but 99% of the time when they tell you that, It's not gonna have an IMAX film print, and it's not shot in 1570. It's just deceptive on purpose marketing, and they're probably gonna stop showing the Odyssey and then show that whatever. I don't remember. It's got like raptors in it. I've seen some trailers for it because it was on TV or whatever. But they're gonna stop showing the Odyssey in 1570, and they're gonna show that piece of crap, whatever it is, on the fake IMAX Trader Vision format. And you know, I should have kept this in my heart until December, because every December, instead of going to Northridge Fastest Center 10 and leaving flowers and film like I did, because that was the thing I did to try to show this industry that I don't even participate. Like, I was trying to show the industry by doing that I don't watch your Trader Vision stuff. I don't even watch them on home video. Let me have some titles on film projection so I can give you my money. And I can't do that anymore because I can't go to Northridge Fastest Center 10 because AMC owns it now, and it'll make me throw up and kill myself to have to see that. To see AMC's name on my precious fucking theater. It would just upset me too much. And same with the Cinerama Dome. That was my plan too, is to this year, for December, when I make this fucking video, which I'm just making it early this year, and I'm still gonna do it in December, I'll make some kind of video, because that's all I can do to try to show this industry, hello, let me have some kind of film projection so I can give you my money and so I can have something to do with my life that I enjoy, besides rage baiting transphobes in this piece of shit town I live in, which I'll do it right over there. Right over there is where I do that, where I rage bait. Around here is where I like to do it the most, because this is where all the maggots live. This is Maggotville, where I'm walking around with this, which is probably not something I would recommend personally for y'all watching. But I do it because I'm large enough that they won't say shit to me. The only time they say shit to me is from the safety and comfort of their motor cars as they drive by and yell the F-slur at me. But they won't say shit to me when they're like face to face, because they're a bunch of pussy cowards. Car coming. Seems like there was something else I wanted to talk about. That guy looked at me super weird. Maybe he saw what this is. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the other thing I want to talk about. You know, like, I've been on HRT, and it's made my rage levels go down like a lot. So when I got mad at the TV and I threw the couch cushion, I was disappointed in myself that I lost control like that. I haven't lost control like that in a long time. In fact, that's probably the most pissed off I've been in at least 15 years or more. Really, I was disappointed in myself. And you know, thankfully I calmed down, and then when the rage subsided, I was really fucking sad. Like I told you, shit, this sounded like there was someone over there. I fucking wept. And it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that Sony, of all people, is going to take control of the Cinerama Dome, and the fact, you know, it's going to be a constant pain in my heart, because now that I know that over the next 2 years they're going to be in there and they're going to be butchering my beloved Cinerama Dome. Like, never mind that this is like a historical piece of film history. Just let them butcher it. Just let them completely butcher it and then never show films there ever again. They're going to be like new, renovated Cinerama Dome with luxury toilet seating and like screens on the sides and the ceiling and like a bunch of crap that it was never designed for. I saw Inherent Vice in the Cinerama Dome. It was a 70mm blow-up print. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. A lot of people complained that it had weird color timing and stuff, but it made it look different. It gave you a different experience than you got on digital projection. And it was great. It was one of my most favorite things ever in the Cinerama Dome. I saw 2001: A Space Odyssey, both an original 70mm mag sound print from back in the day and the new one that Christopher Nolan was involved in making. And they were both gorgeous. And that's never going to be a reality again. And I always wanted to sit in the very back seat of the Cinerama Dome, because there's like a thing in this. You can go back and watch the video I linked to. There's like seating that's like in the very back, and it's like underneath the projection room. And it's like your own little cozy little kind of like room in the back. And I always wanted to see a show, like see a 70mm show in there, and see it from a more reasonable seat, but then see it again in the very back and just kind of chill back there. And I'm never gonna get the chance to do that. So that's just more heartbreak for me. And like I said, with Arclight Hollywood, there was a precious thing to me that it was the last great multiplex that existed from the film days, that had existed in a state where it was as little fucked with as possible from back then. And that's why I loved it so much. I saw Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy as an Arclight Presents in Auditorium number 7 in Arclight Hollywood, and I cried. I cried the whole fucking time because it was so beautiful. And it was like, it made me so happy that I'm in this auditorium that's the least fucked with as possible. It's such a nice, perfect little auditorium that shows film. At least it did at the time. It showed films pretty regularly. They even showed some new films in that auditorium from time to time. That there was film limited editions, releases of new films. That there was like maybe 1 or 2 film prints in the whole world of that. Like Baby Driver was actually that was one of them, and I'm pretty sure it was at Auditorium number 7. That was the last film I ever saw in there, was Baby Driver. But no more. Now some other clowns are going to take it over, and they're going to butcher it, and they're going to rip out the seats, and they're going to rip out everything that made it special, and they're going to put in the stupid Dolby Atmos in all the auditoriums, a bunch of crap that it's not supposed to have, that doesn't matter. That's the nice thing about Arclight Hollywood and Arclight cinemas in general, is they didn't push all that crap. They just had normal, nice auditoriums. At the Sherman Oaks location, they did have Dolby Atmos in one of the auditoriums, one of the main auditoriums, but the film auditorium, number 2 in Sherman Oaks, it was just like a nice normal auditorium. Hey, thanks. That's an old Chevy truck from the early 90s. That was loud. That was kind of impressive. So, it's all gone now. Bye-bye. Everything I ever loved and enjoyed. And now, all that's left is some 1570 IMAX theaters that occasionally show stuff on 1570 for who knows how long until they gut that. And I find myself in the same situation again, because in like the 2013 to 2015, I knew that the doom was coming for the different film theaters that were because they had these dollar theaters that were still showing 35mm, and I couldn't even enjoy it. I couldn't even enjoy the last bits of 35mm because I knew that the end was coming, that they were gonna kill my baby, and I just had to. That's why I like Dunkirk so much. It's like a bunch of guys on the beach just waiting to die, and I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, wow, this reminds me of the Cinemark days down in Cathedral City, and what's the murder capital out here? I can't remember what it's called, but they had the movies 12 out there. Lancaster, that's the one. The Lancaster movies 12, and then whatever. There's a few others, Cinemarks that were showing 35mm, and those are all gone. Bye bye. And they only let those ones have 35mm just to give it a bad reputation. And that's the only reason they let them have film prints, just to give film a bad reputation. So when you would think of 35mm, that would be your last experience with that, in a rundown, crappy old Cinemark theater. And it's like, back then, why couldn't they just let Arclight have those film prints? They had these beautiful film prints that they'd send to Cinemark and let them just get trashed, when they could have just been sending them to Arclight. And I could go there and enjoy them actually, and have the digital sound work and everything. So I don't know what else to say. I'm really upset. I'm having a hard time. Thankfully the heart palpitations have stopped, but my emotional state has been really like sketchy. It's kind of like know the feeling of like how like you feel like you're gonna faint at any time. Like I might faint at any time. I have that, but like not that I'm about to faint. It's that I'm about to like start crying and losing my mind. So that's great. Yeah. And you know they did this before. Like I think it was Netflix. They acquired the Egyptian theater so that they can show their fake Trader Vision movies there that don't have a film release. There's basically a home video, so they can show their home videos in that theater. The Egyptian theater. You see, come here. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you with me. I'm gonna take you over here, back to 2015 when I saw Lawrence of Arabia on 70mm at the Egyptian theater, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's art. It's one of the most gorgeous examples of film projection you can see. It's sharp. It's beautiful. Like there's a scene with all these people lined up, and you see the beauty. You can see into their eyes. You can see the detail in their eyeballs, and the people that are just standing in the background, because it's that gorgeous and beautiful. And the colors are like amazing, because it's photochemically shot and transferred film. It's not like a digital transfer. Although there are film prints of Lawrence of Arabia that are basically like they took the 4K scans and they printed it to 70mm. This wasn't one of those prints. This was a film print, a photochemically restored one from the 80s, or not from the 80s because it had DTS sound on it, but it was the photochemically restored one, and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful and it's art, and that's what that theater is for. It's not for your stupid home video movies for Netflix. And that's like the trend now, that all these classic theaters in Los Angeles and Hollywood, these jokers buy them and they turn them into a pile of shit. Y'all know the movie Legend with Tom Cruise from like 1985? Just pause the video and go watch it on home video or something, right? Okay, you're back. So like, there's the part in the movie where there's like these evil guys and they're being all like, oh, we can't wait to just turn it all into garbage. They're gonna take the beauty of creation and just turn it into a big pile of garbage. And that's what they've done. That's what you people have done with my fucking art form. It used to be a beautiful thing that they would make these films that were like compelling things. You would go into a theater and see it, and they just took the art form and they turned it into a big pile of garbage. And it's like they just won't be happy until they take everything in this world and turn it into a big pile of garbage. And it's like, I have anxiety about finding something else that I enjoy in life, because they're gonna take that too and turn it into a big pile of garbage. And they just won't be happy until they turn everything into a big pile of garbage. I forgot what I was gonna say next. I'm so fucking upset and flustered at this bullshit. Am I not allowed to have any fun? And it's like, so worked up this makes me. They sell vinyl records at Walmart, yet I can't just have one auditorium in my local cinema that shows 35mm. See that one over there? We're not close to it, but it's over there, the Cinemark over there. It's an all-digital theater from the start, but it actually has a projection room. It has some decent auditoriums in it where they could put a film projector if they wanted to one day. If they had the gumption to offer people something special, something different than this, literally the same thing they have at home. Everybody has a big flat screen and a sound bar at home. It's the same thing. And most people just watch crap on their little rectangle phone. So yeah, to someone who watches stuff on their rectangle phone, which is just about everybody now, for them to watch a movie on their big flat screen and a sound bar, it's probably going to be just as good to them to go to your theater. So maybe you should offer film projection so that it can offer people an experience that they can't get at home. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say, because you guys destroyed the art form. Because it used to be, that's what film is you make a film and it costs $3,000 per copy of the movie, or a lot more than that if it's on 70mm, and you pay $3,000 per copy of the movie, and then people come and see it. And if you do a good job, you'll make money and you'll make a profit. You'll pay off the film prints and then you'll make money too. But if you make something that's like a reboot or a remake or something that's not creative, something that's a big pile of shit, then you won't even pay off the film print and you won't make money and there's going to be consequences. And that's what kept all the jokers out of this industry. But now it's a big joke that they just release their Trader Vision crap into the theater for free, and then it's not even in there for that long, and then it's on home video and streaming like a month after it's in the theater. And that's not the art form that I fucking signed up for. That's not my beloved art form. That's something else. That's not the art form that I love, that I spent my life and my money, throwing my money at my entire young person life. That's not the thing that I want to throw my money at. That's not what I want to do with my life. So here's the other thing I was going to talk about. Like, what more can I do? Post in the comments. There's this guy I used to watch that he was triggered by that, but like when people would say down in the comments, they point out, he'd be like, where else are the comments going to be? And I almost like doing that just to, I don't think he'd ever watch my channel, but it amuses me to think he would. Me doing that, it would just trigger him. But anyways, post in the comments below, what more can I do to try to show this industry how I am, that I'm willing to throw my money at you if you would just let me have an auditorium that shows on film projection of some kind daily, reliably. So when I'm having problems in my life, such as people calling me a tranny-faggot nigger because I'm clocky and not perfectly passable all the time, and having issues in my life, that I have someplace I can go to enjoy my hobby that I like. Is that too much to fucking ask for? To have something in my life that I enjoy besides walking around with a flag to trigger rage bait these stupid bigots? And I've only got so much body hair left to have it zapped off, and then once that's done, the only thing I will have to do is to walk with the flag, my giant trans flag, and trigger these bastards. And I can only do that for so long before they take me out. And that's part of the reason I do it, is the hope that one of these stupid bastards will take me out. But I know they won't, because I'm not that fucking lucky. I'm just not. Forgot what the hell else I was gonna say. I keep losing my train of thought. What the hell else was I gonna say? I don't know. I don't know. It's a dead Rite Aid back there, by the way. Dead Rite Aid. I want to make this one video without cuts in it, so let me just try to remember my train of thought here. Shit, I guess I can't. Come move to Russia, bitch! Oh, I remembered what I wanted to talk about. It was the fact that I was gonna watch Lethal Weapon. So, and you know, I'm kind of glad that I found out when I did, because I didn't have anything to do. I had a break in all this gender affirming care. I'm like, at least I found out about this bullshit in a time when I had time to process it and grieve. Because I'm glad I didn't find out like when I was busy, because that would have really sucked. I probably would have had to cancel a bunch of my appointments. And it was kind of perfect that I had Lethal Weapon I was gonna watch. So then I watched that, and it's like the perfect. I was in the perfect fucked up brain state to watch that. Like where Mel Gibson, he's loading the bullet in his gun, he's gonna kill himself, and he's like completely crazy and suicidal. I like the part where he jumps off the building with the guy, and then Danny Glover takes him aside and says, like, "Are you fucking crazy?" And he like puts the gun to his head, like, "You go, you're gonna fucking kill yourself. Well, fucking kill yourself." And then Mel Gibson's like, "Fucking don't tell me, man." And he like fucking pulls the trigger, and then Danny Glover like puts his thumb on the hammer to stop it from firing. And then he's like, Oh shit, you really are crazy. You're not trying to get a psycho pension. Oh fuck, I've got a fucking crazy suicidal fucking partner. Oh fuck, I'm too old for this shit. I don't need this shit. So I really related to Mel Gibson in that movie, and it's kind of perfect because I watched the sequel tonight because I figured I may as well, because usually I don't watch a movie back to back like that, but I was like, I'm gonna watch the next one tomorrow night, which was tonight, where he finds out, well, spoilers by the way, go watch it, pause, go watch it, oh good, you're back. So he finds out that the people who killed his wife are the same people who just killed this new girl that he's with, and it's just like, and then he goes and rips their fucking house down with his truck. I remember him being more crazy in the second one. I remember him being like more mad about it than he actually was. But yeah. I mean, whatever. Like, so like everything I enjoy is gone. It's gone now. Everything I enjoy in my life is gone. So like, what do I have left? Just being a fucking tranny. That's all I have left in my life is getting my gender affirming care and just at least being comfortable in my own skin. And I meant to work on voice training today. Because that's the other thing I was saying, is I was gonna go walk with the flag today, but I couldn't because my shoulder was messed up. So I wanted to just sit at home and voice train, but I couldn't do that because I had to take my car to get my oil changed, and I was gonna come home and work on voice training. But then I went into a coma all day because I was tired because I didn't sleep that night. And I came home, I was in a coma, and I had a dream that everyone in the industry was at Arclight, not Arclight, but you know, at the Cinerama Dome, having a funeral for what was left of this industry. And I had a dream about that. And then I was like, when I was comatose today, and then I was depressed, and I was watching some voice training videos. But I couldn't really do much because, like I was saying about how my mental state, how like I feel like I'm gonna faint, but not faint. I'm gonna go, and then my mental state's gonna fucking collapse. And it's like kind of like, it's like I'm feeling like, my brain is about to like turn inside out. I can't like deal with this shit. And I was very tempted when I was having my when I was crying and stuff yesterday, laying on the couch, crying my eyes out. I was very tempted to go order weed and smoke a bunch of weed, but I was just like, fuck that shit. I won't let those assholes be the reason that I fucking break my sobriety. Fuck them. If I'm gonna break my fucking sobriety, I'm gonna at least do it for a fucking good reason, not because those assholes fucked with me. You know, I can't be the only person pissed off that these Sony bastards have control of the Cinerama Dome. I can't possibly be the only person who sees that this is going to be like, you know, I'd like to see some of those 3-strip Cinerama films in the Cinerama Dome, but they're never going to allow that. Why would they ever? They don't want physical media. They don't want that. They're going to butcher it. I just know. They're going to hack up the fucking thing. And it just sucks. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't know what to say. Like, okay, so come December, I want to like go somewhere to some kind of film place. You know what I mean? Some prominent film exhibition place that probably doesn't show films anymore, and make some kind of stand. And basically do what I was doing at Northridge Fastest Center 10, where I show up there every year on December 20th for the anniversary of Northridge. But just do that someplace else, and then have some different shtick about it. Put that in the comments. What can I do this December like that? Where can I do it, and what can I do to try to show this industry that there's people like me that are willing to give you our money if you would just show film projection. Just give me an auditorium that shows film projection on a regular basis. Is that too much to ask for? Is that too much to ask for? Everything's like stupid now. It's like all about that money, honey. Like, everybody wants something for nothing. Oh, and the other thing that pissed me off is when I saw that news thing. I wish I was going to record it, but then I shot my TV and the cable box, so it's gone now. But the news anchor people were like, "Oh, the spectacle." Like, shut the fuck up. You know what the fuck you're talking about. It just pissed me off. Well, I was gonna walk closer to the Cinemark and just talk, but I probably shouldn't really go near there and be recording. It is Saturday night, and I'm wearing this, and this is Maggotville. You know, I may as well talk about that. So I know this girl. She's a, quote, biological woman as opposed to like a robot woman. She's cute, she's tiny, she's cute. She is intersex, but like, you know, her only intersex thing was like she had more testosterone growing up. Or she looks like a girl. She looks like just a tiny, cute cis woman. But she's the target of transphobic harassment and attacks. She's actually had some cis women out here put their hands in her pants to try to like grab her junk and prove that she's trans. Because that's how deranged people are out here. And that's another interesting thing I learned, that the tinier and cuter you are, the more transphobic attacks you'll get, even if you're not trans. That's why I don't get as much transphobic attacks, because I'm tall and clocky. So people either think that I'm a tall cis woman, or they just, I don't appear on their radar unless I'm wearing this or have the flag. But the thing I was making about that was that she was over there at that Cinemark with her mother on like a Tuesday. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. And she said there's all these MAGA fucks, these fuck boys, and they were like harassing her and her mother and being assholes. Isn't that great? That's where I live. Where there's these, because we have this guy in the office of the American Empire, the guy who runs the American Empire. Better watch my words, but you know who I'm talking about. We have that guy in office. So people feel empowered to just treat women badly, be homophobic, be transphobic, just be a completely awful human being. So it's like, I should thank them, because at least I have something to distract me from my hobby being gone. I have to like fight for my rights as a human being, to be able to be allowed to have my life-saving healthcare and such. So at least I'm not, I'm bored. I am bored that I don't have my hobby, but at least at the same time, it's a little less boring, because there's all these people that hate me and want me dead, and they say shit like, Jeebus loves you. And whenever they tell me that shit, I say, that just means you want to take away my life-saving healthcare. And then they'll just say it louder, Jesus loves you. I had that happen before. I was walking with the flag, and there was this guy that he was all like, oh hell no, about me carrying the flag. And then he like dialed it back, was like, oh, Jesus loves you. Oh, so like you're trying to like be not as piece of shit of a human being, right? Because the fact that you just said after that, oh, Jesus loves you, that like makes that you're like virtue signaling that you're like a good person, because you told me that you told me about how your imaginary friend loves me. But yet we're the delusional ones. But we tell you that we take HRT and our brains work better. I can think clearly for the first time in my life this past year, since I've been on titty skittles. But y'all people with your imaginary friend constantly telling me, I hear that all the time about, hey, my imaginary friend loves you. But like you're the more delusional one than me, right? Than them. With their human sacrifice religion. You like, guys like my clothes? I have my shorts. You see how I cut my legs really bad shaving? But I think that's enough for now. Nothing I've said I'll have to say, and this is just going on for way too long. Like I said, it doesn't matter. This is just for my own mental health to rant about this, that the bastards, and I was cussing all day today too, that you fucking goddamn bastards, you took the fucking Cinerama Dome from me. You took it. Why couldn't someone else who gives a fuck acquire the Cinerama Dome? Why couldn't the Arclight people somehow get enough fucking money to keep Arclight Hollywood and the Cinerama Dome and open it up and have it be? Because the thing about Arclight was they actually cared. That's why Arclight being dead and not having Arclight Hollywood or the Cinerama Dome or the whole empire they had sucks so bad, because Arclight was the one cinema brand that actually cared. They actually cared about this shit. And now they're gone. And now we're living in a situation which just nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's just all a big joke. And I'm not supposed to know the difference. I'm not supposed to know the difference between a 1570 IMAX presentation and a mall movie theater that's been turned into a fake IMAX. I'm supposed to think that those are just the same thing. That there's no difference between them. That's what they want me to think. Like I'm too stupid to know the difference. So yeah, I'm salty and bitter about a great many things. But particularly about this. Because, you know, the problems with my meat suit are one thing. We don't exactly have the technology to fix that. Well, I guess we kind of do. You just have to be rich, right? I'm lucky enough to live somewhere where I can at least have the government pay for my titty skittles. And, you know, my unwanted hair to be removed one at a time, slowly and painfully. But, you know, the whole film thing, that's just people being greedy. That, hey, everyone's a bunch of idiots, so we can just replace it with home video projectors and just completely destroy the art form. Just completely... Oh yeah, that's the other thing they're doing. It's like, I was gonna say, is that it's like they're just gonna piss and shit all over the Cinerama Dome. They're just gonna squat over it like this and just piss and shit all over my beloved Cinerama Dome. And I'm supposed to accept that. So also post in the comment is there anywhere else where I can go see films? It's probably going to be in Los Angeles County, and I don't really want to go to Los Angeles County because it's, for one, it's really far away, and for two, people there are batshit crazy, and I kind of have anxiety about going there. And even if Arclight Hollywood and the Cinerama Dome had survived, I'd have apprehension about going there because people there are just batshit crazy. And I'm not allowed to talk about the details of that on this platform. And I don't really want to either because it'll risk alienating myself from people and stuff that are involved in my gender affirming care. Because, like I was alluding to earlier, there was one person who apparently hates my guts because they saw my Arclight video that I linked in the beginning of this video, and after they saw that, then they started giving me the cold shoulder. They gave me a dirty look in the hallway. I don't have appointments with this person anymore. I was going to have an appointment with this person, but then the receptionist person called and said, oh, that person has a thing they have to go to, and then I just never had appointments with that person anymore. Interesting, isn't it? So I should just keep my opinions to myself about that, shouldn't I? And maybe you do or don't know what I'm talking about, but it doesn't matter. Because Arclight made a statement about how they can't continue because basically they don't want to make people show their medical records and wear devices on their faces to be able to come in and see films. They didn't want to be like bullies. So that's part of why they didn't continue, but I don't really want to talk. I'm just sick of talking about that anyways. I really am. And you know what's so funny? That the people who talked about... Hold on, is the car gonna be noisy? No. Because apparently I keep talking about the tranny shit in these videos, so let's talk about that before we end. Like, all these guys who were like... They're like, oh, it's my body, my choice. Bodily autonomy, bodily autonomy. bodily autonomy all the time with these guys, that they believe in bodily autonomy. And it's their body, and they shouldn't be coerced into taking a substance into their body. Having like, saying like, oh, we're gonna fire you if you don't be coerced into doing this medical procedure. And they are against that right there for bodily autonomy. But then when it comes to me and my healthcare, my life affirming, gender affirming healthcare, they want to take that away from me, right? Like they want to like, and then persecute me as a human being for being born this way. Like, I can't help this, okay? If I could just live as a guy and not do all this to myself and just somehow exist and be happy, I would, but I can't. I tried for 20 years, and you know what it did? It just made me more and more miserable. And ever since I've been taking HRT and getting my face fixed, I'm a lot happier. I really am. Besides the fact that they killed everything I care in this world, that I enjoy for hobby and for fun. Besides that, I'm having a much better time being alive. I actually kind of want to live now for the first time in my life. Because maybe I can find love, or I do have a love interest. I don't know if they care about me the same way though, but they know who they are if they're watching. So yeah, there's that. Like, I know I've never had love, because I always hated myself. And there's one other t-slur person said that, how am I supposed to love someone else if I can't love myself? Because they were saying like how they hate everything about themselves because they hate being trans. And I kind of have the same problem. Like, I'm kind of resolving that. Like, I'm more accepting that that's like, my cracked when I was 19, and instead of just accepting it, I just thought, because I had a religious trauma, and I thought like I'm gonna go to hell or something, and I thought there was something wrong with me because I didn't understand that people are born this way. It's just true. If you're born this way, it's just the way you are. You can't help it. The only thing that there is for you to do to help yourself is to receive gender affirming care and just try to make the best of what life that you have. And that's what I'm doing. You know, I try to stay positive, and it's like probably the main reason I keep continuing to stay alive is just to rage bait these fucking maggot transphobe pieces of shit in this town that I live in, just to make them mad. I just fucking keep living just to spite these fuckers, just to make them fucking mad. And it's like, I can't let myself fucking die, because then they'll win, and I can't let them fucking win. So like, me being alive is just an act of resistance at this point. So it's like, and then you know, if you guys hadn't started attacking trans people, I probably would still be in denial and still just be plucking my face. Well, I had that fixed by then, but I would still just be sitting in my room, drinking, pretending not to have gender dysphoria. But y'all attacked my friends, and then I was just like, well, fuck you, I'll just transition anyways. Because, you know, I'm a fucking well, the thing is, if you are trans, you're just a trans. If you are this way, then you're basically just a trans woman no matter what. Even if you don't transition, you're still a trans woman. Like, that's how that works. But like, I'm like accepting it now, you know? I'm owning up to it. I'm being true to myself. Unlike a transphobe who is just in denial and attacking us to try to attract the transes within themselves. And I would like to end on a note about this cinema shit, because that's what this is supposed to be about. But I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know why it is that this hobby of mine is the only thing I ever enjoyed, but it is. It is the only thing I ever enjoyed. When I started going to Arclight, or not Arclight, but when I started going to Pacific Theaters, Northridge Fast Center 10, in like 2011, no, 2010, 2011, around that range, it reaffirmed to me that this is what I want out of life. Because I had given up at that point. I was like, I'm just gonna go live in a cabin in the woods and just not be a tranny and just be miserable and just like live out my days in a cabin in the woods and never have film, because they had already attacked my other theaters at that point back in 2009. So when I started going to Northridge Fashion Center 10 in like 2011, or whenever it was, 2010, 2011, it reaffirmed for me that yes, 35mm film projection in a nice ass theater like this, it's what I want the most out of life. It's what I want for hobbies, it's what I want for a job. And it was like, it gave me drive for the first and only time in my life. Well, besides now, I have some kind of drive to at least continue my gender affirming shit. But at the time, that was the first time in my life that I had motivation to be something besides just a wandering, filthy hobo. I'm like, my life was like, I'm like, okay, my life makes sense. I have this. I can move down there. I can get a job there. It can be a career where I do a thing that I enjoy, film handling. I can learn how to do film handling. I can have a job there. I can have my hobby. But I didn't even have the chance to do any of that because they shit-canned that theater. And it started off this whole slew of me trying to fight this industry, me trying to show this. I've done all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure what I've talked about in these videos, but I've done a lot of things to try to show this industry that I want film projection and I'll never support digital projection ever. And I did a lot of that to Arclight cinemas, and they were the only people who actually gave me what I wanted. I stepped on their toes, and then they actually gave me what I wanted. So it really hurts that they're gone, because they actually cared. They actually gave me what I wanted when I demanded it from them, which is really crazy. And now they're gone. And all their assets are owned by other clowns. And it's all gone now. And the Cinerama Dome is going to be like butchered into an abomination by Sony. And it's a crime what they're doing. What they're gonna do. Maybe they won't, but if they do show like 3-strip Cinerama, it'll just because it'd be like because someone forced them to. They're certainly never gonna show like 35mm. Like even Arclight never showed 35mm in the Cinerama Dome. Like they had the 3-strip Cinerama, but not like normal 35mm. They never showed that in the Cinerama Dome when I was there. But they did show 570. I'm sure if they somehow forced Sony to still show the 3-strip Cinerama in the Cinerama Dome, they'd still never show 70mm or anything like that in the Cinerama Dome. I never got to see the Hateful Eight in the Cinerama Dome. Quentin Tarantino made the fucking thing for people to be able to see it on 70mm in the Cinerama Dome. That's what it was made for. And then no one ever got to see it that way, besides like a few special people at the premiere. I may as well end with that story. So, when the Hateful Eight came out, that was the plan. To show Hateful Eight on 70mm in the Cinerama Dome. But no, Disney demanded that Star Wars be shown in the Cinerama Dome on their fake digital projection. So, what Disney did... Well, no, like... Okay, so Arclight was like, no, like... What we'll do to compensate you is to show Star Wars Episode 7 in every auditorium in the multiplex next door. But that wasn't good enough for Disney. Disney said, oh, no. You're not going to do that, because if you do that, we're going to pull Episode 7 from all your Arclight and Pacific Theaters locations, and you won't get to have it. So, Arclight caved. And they showed Star Wars Episode 7 in the Cinerama Dome, and didn't show Hateful Eight in the Cinerama Dome. They showed it in the multiplex in a regular theater. Granted, they put nice screen masking, but that's not what Tarantino wanted. Tarantino wanted for people to be able to see that in the Cinerama Dome, and basically no one got to be able to, as far as I know. And now they're gone. Now Arclight is gone, so they may as well have stood up to Disney, because at least they would have set the precedent that, oh yeah, well fuck you, we're gonna have our film thing, and fuck you. Imagine if they'd done that. Imagine if they had the gumption and the testicular fortitude to do that. Imagine the world they still probably would have, the thing that I'm not allowed to talk about would have happened, and they would have gone under anyways, because like, hey, you're gonna close your business. Hey, you have a small business, you have to close, but like Target and Walmart and all them, they can stay open though, right? Yeah. That's perfect, right? Like you have a small business, I'm tired, and it's gonna close now, and like it's economic warfare, and I don't want to talk about that though. I really don't. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm just so tired of it all. I'm really tired of it. I'm tired of it. I just want to like have a happy, fun life and do things that I enjoy. And it seems like this society is against all of that. It's like, hey, go work a slave job for the rest of your life, and then also not be able to own a home. And even if you could own the home, you wouldn't be able to pay the tax on it every year. So then they're just going to take your home away anyways, because you can't pay the property tax, aka protection money that you have to pay every year to keep your home. I wouldn't be able to pay that because I will never have enough money that I can see to be able to own a home. So that sucks that I have to just work a slave job for the rest of my life to just maybe pull enough money together to live in a crappy little apartment by myself and not be able to have a nice sound system because it's an apartment, not a home, not a house. But, you know, I'm currently a NEET and I live in the household of a boomer, and I'm able to have my sound system there, but that's probably going to go away eventually for one reason or another, because like they're going to repeal the thing that says that, because here's the thing in California, like if you were lucky enough to buy your home when the houses were cheap and you bought it for cheap, you still pay the same amount of taxes because for the same value, right? But like if you weren't lucky enough to do that and you paid for your house like a more in the future when it was more expensive, then you have to pay like a way more property tax every year. So that's fair, right? Like that's totally fair that it's that way. That if you just weren't lucky enough to buy your home back when it was cheap enough to have the property tax be a reasonable amount of money to be able to pay it every year, then you just have to, like you can't own a home. Even if you could like somehow gather the money together to buy a home, the property tax is going to be outrageous where you won't be able to pay it. So that's fair, right? Yeah. Pay me. What movie was that? I think that was that one movie with the guy from Fight Club, Brad Pitt, killing them softly. He just was like, "Fuck you, pay me," or something. So yeah, all about that money, honey. Ain't a damn thing funny. So protect Positive Squad, protect Tranny Squad, protect Transphobe Squad. I mean, they're just confused. They're just trannies themselves in denial, and they're just attacking us because, you know, so protect them too. Give them a kiss. Oh yeah, I might as well end with this story. So I was walking with the flag over there, like probably 5 miles up the road that way, and I was on the bridge over the freeway, and there was this guy. He sounded like a wuss. He sounded like he was sissified and bimbified and really gay or really trans himself or herself. I can't be sure of what his gender identity was, but he was definitely on the spectrum, more than likely. That's why he's a transphobe. And he was running his mouth to me about all this transphobic shit he's spewing to me, and I just blew him a kiss. I was just like, and then he was all like, "Don't blow a kiss at me, you bitch!" It was so fucking funny. It was so fucking funny. And it gives me something to live for. So definitely protect Transphobe Squad, because you gotta love them. You gotta blow them a kiss. You gotta tell them you love them, because you know that's great. You know, you guys are fucking great. The way that you act like babies, it's funny. It gives me something to live for. That's my nickname. That's what they call me around here. They call me the baby maker. Not because my baby maker works. It stopped working long before HRT because of atrophy, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And I really don't like what I have down there, and I really lost it. Even before HRT. But anyways, they call me the baby maker though, not because of that working, which it doesn't, but they call me the baby maker because I turn grown men into babies with my presence. You know, transphobes, they're basically my slaves because they have to act like a bunch of babies when I show up. And they don't have a choice because they're my slaves. So protect their dear little hearts. Protect transphobe squad. Protect tranny squad. Protect them all. Just give them loves and kisses. Give them all loves and kisses. Just be nice to everybody. You know, be nice to your fellow humans. Give them kisses. Give them, like, lick them in the ears. Give them French kisses. Just French kiss them. Like, just, Put some glittery lipstick on. Just give them a fucking kiss. Okay, bye.
Tranny faggot nigger. 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 Faggot. Tranny faggot nigger. Tranny faggot nigger. Skirt. Tranny faggot nigger. Tranny faggot nigger. Faggot. Tranny faggot nigger. Faggot. Tranny faggot nigger. Faggot.